Hi, good day to you, Sagittarius. Welcome to Meenakshi Tarot. This is the 19th of April, so if you come across this reading from the 19th of April onwards, then maybe you were meant to see this reading. Remember, never try and force a reading to fit. So if this does resonate with you, amazing. Thank you for those that are cross-watching. I do appreciate that. Thank you for those that are following me. I also appreciate that very, very much. So, Sagittarius, let's see what is it that the cards have to say for you. Some of you could be finding yourself in a situation where there's a little bit of imbalance in your life right now, especially when it comes to your emotions. Maybe you are not being very clear with how you are feeling. You are not expressing yourself from your heart center, not allowing yourself to manifest your love situation. Also not believing that you can affirm yourself in the situation and looking at the possibilities of how you can manage your love situation. So, there's not just one way of being in a love relationship. There is more than one way. And okay, let's see, what is this? There's more than one way in being in a love situation or love relationship. So we see the Hierophant fell out first. So this is really about contemplation, really looking within your heart, looking within yourself with regards to your situations, regards to where it is that you have to be. And yeah, let's see from here. So what is going on? Let's see if I put this up like this, then let me put it like this. It gives me a bit more room. Okay, so let's see here. What more can we say for you, Sagittarius? Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, you've got Taurus energy, you've got Libra energy, and the World. A lot of you are in the situation where you may have a lot of wisdom about you and you're really wanting to hold on to this wisdom. Some of you may have gained a lot, you may have prospered a lot, but you are looking towards wanting something new, some sort of like a new beginning. It's as though the situation from the past is like no longer suiting you. Maybe some of you have been alone for a long time and being alone no longer suits you. You want to be in some kind of companionship situation. We see it's almost as though there's this karmic situation unfolding for yourself where there's this commitment. You're requiring some kind of a commitment from somebody, but at the same time you're quite exhausted. You could have exhausted yourself, and also some of you may have wanted some kind of a change, but there's been the stress and this drama, and you've been going through a lot of anxiety and stress, and it's important that you take some time out to take care of yourself, or else you could find yourself getting quite ill. It's important also that you look at the fact that you do have a lot of options there. You've planted a lot of good seeds, and you need to look at your options that you have available to you. Some of you may be wanting to step back into the past, into a relationship from the past, but you also need to realize that it's a case of some of you might have a cycle to complete. Others may be looking at a Capricorn person, or wanting to move towards a Capricorn person, or having this Capricorn person. It's almost as though you could have this in your situation, and also being aware that you could be feeling very caught up with yourself. You could be very blinded by the truth of your situations, and you could have made decisions out of haste and finding yourself in the situation where you are very fatigued. But we are seeing that there is this focus, attention, and there is this generosity where some of you are feeling very generous, wanting to bring this generosity to others around you. So I'm going to link this now with my playing cards. Yes, we can use playing cards in our readings. It's very possible. So let me see, what is the cards going to link? How are we going to link up the situations to see what is it that is going on here? And to those of you that ask, no, I cannot play Thani, not for the life of me, but I can read your cards. So let's see here, Sagittarius. What is it that's going on here? Okay, this is interesting. It's always very interesting. The cards have a meaning. Everything has a meaning, and everything has a story here. So we are looking at the situations that are unfolding and the dramas that are unfolding in your lives, in the choices that you are making. There's a lot of new beginnings that we are seeing here, and we are seeing the opportunities to have these new beginnings for yourself. We see that some of you might also be in a situation where, while being alone for so long, and it's almost as though you need to quantify and qualify the choices that you have made, because you could have put yourself in a situation where prudence and tact was very important when it comes to looking at your solitude, holding on to things, and where it is that you want to be in your life. You know, it's very easy to say this is what you want, but you need to also understand the effect of the choices that you are making, not just on yourself, but on those around you. Very often people don't think about the consequences of their choices. So we see that when it comes to you, some of you have been holding on to a relationship of some kind, but it also could be a case that, you know, as you are moving on from one to another and moving forward, you could have been taking advice that has left you in a situation where you have turned your back on what you were holding on to. You've turned your back on a relationship. It's a case of you have made some bad speculations, Sagittarius, and you've let go of situations, and you're wanting something new, but you've also created a situation for yourself where there is a lot of sadness, there's a lot of unhappiness for yourself, and you're looking for this new future, but you know, you have made decisions based on some very bad advice from people, from friends, from ill-chosen friends, I would say that as well. We see that with your legal situation, some of you moving from this is this exhaustion. It's almost as though some of you could be facing domestic quarrels and drama in your life, and you know, it's just the arguing and the bickering that has caused a lot of problems for you, you know, and this is where you're feeling quite exhausted and quite tired, because some of you could also be dealing with all of this temper tantrums yourself or someone else's, where it's actually put you in this difficult situation. And we see that in this place of rest, while you've been in your resting, looking at your options that you have available, that you are looking at wanting to have a more peaceful situation and creating this peaceful tranquility for yourself, allowing yourself to move into this peaceful tranquility. But whether or not you're going to actually make that move is really up to you. Is that what you're thinking? That's where you are. We see that, you know, with the world being at your feet and the options that the world card offers you, you need to remember that you do have the ability to be very ambitious. You do have the ability to move on to new situations, but you need to also be very mindful of not getting caught up by misgivings, not getting caught up by situations that seem quite good, but seems good in the beginning, but it's just gonna, as much as you are hardworking, you're watching this transformation and this change, you must be so mindful of not getting caught up by being blinded by the truth of what is going on. Some of you could also be seeing yourself that there's this motivation for a partner, there's this person. Some of you could be facing a situation where there is this person that is very affectionate and very trustful and admires you, and a very charming person. You find this person very charming and you're wanting to be with this person. Some of you are also dealing with somebody who's very hardworking, very ambitious. So you could be having an ambitious person, some of you dealing with an ambitious person, others dealing with somebody who's a very charming person, and that could be the motivation, you know, for you wanting to work hard for your person that is a very charming person, that you can see your future with them. So let us see, how do we bring this all together now? We just bring this all together and see what is the final message here for you. So this is quite interesting for you, Sagittarius. A very interesting situation unfolding here. Really looking towards the future, but some of you have to be very mindful of your words and of causing betrayal, and also you most probably have betrayed yourself in your situation. Regardless that this is a card that says the Queen of Wands, it's energy, masculine, feminine energy. So you've obviously betrayed yourself by your words and your choices that you've made, and even though the motivation was to create prosperity, you need to also realize where you're getting your advice from and the choices that you are making. A lot of other things unfolding here, Sagittarius. Anyway, those of you who want to book a reading with me, you can find me on www.meenakshi-tarot.com. So, Sagittarius, please take care. Until next time, goodbye.